Hi, my name's Chris, aka Plastic, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 1 of Pocket Legion. Hi, and welcome to Pocket Legion. My name's Chris, I'm a game developer and video games collector of handheld games. I'd like to invite you guys to join me on an adventure through my handheld games collection. Sometimes it's going to be me, just on my own, and sometimes we're going to have some guests from the gaming world, developers from video games like Crysis, Star Wars, Battlefront, and Gears of War. So, first things first, let's take a look at what is going to be reviewed and what makes it into my collection. A handheld console as something that has a screen. It also has to have its own power supply. Most importantly of all, it has to be entirely programmable. So that means you can take a game out and put a new one in. We're also going to have some features such as the Pocket of Judgment. So without further ado, let's take a look at our first console. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Atari Lynx 2. So this is my Atari Lynx 2. As you can see, straight up, it's a substantial improvement over the size of the Atari Lynx 1 if we just compare box sizes, but we'll go into that a little bit later. This guy was bought out in 1991 and frankly was all I wanted at that point in my life. I think I'd seen the Game Boy and then I saw this bad boy around in the wild at school, and basically I didn't want a Game Boy anymore. This one here that I bought came with a couple of sports titles. In North America it was kind of a big deal, obviously. What's kind of cool is that all of these are written in French as well, because obviously Atari at the time was located in France, although they were selling right across North America as well. So let's take a little look around the box before we get into this. So this guy was definitely a value pack here. You can see it comes with California games. That's what we're going to be taking a look at. There's a deluxe package, so of course it includes the Lynx system. 6 AA batteries. Now that is a phenomenal amount of batteries, and the technology with batteries has moved on a lot now. I think I can get maybe 4 to 5 hours of gameplay out of this guy with modern Duracell batteries. Back in the day, I think really 2 hours was probably more realistic, so you just about had enough time to show off to your friends at school with that. So this guy included the Comlinks cable as well, so if you were lucky enough to know more than one person that owned one, you could connect stuff up and play some of the multiplayer games. And this was being pushed pretty hard by Atari at the time, more so than on the Game Boy, I believe. And of course this came with a game card. This guy also came with, because it's a deluxe package, came with this amazing carry case. I mean, just imagine that on your hip pocket in town. There would have been a lot to talk about. Just taking a little look around the box. They're showing off some of the pretty cool games that are out there at the time. Miss Pac-Man, all licensed actually. Ninja Gaiden, Toki, and Awesome Golf. Well, that was a first party game right there. There's a number of features here. Full color, high resolution, arcade-like graphics. Well, at the time, I think this was the nearest thing to actually having an arcade machine on the go. Indeed, stereo sound effects, and one of the cool things that was a feature on the Atari Lynx 2 was the ability to do sound fading as well, so it could use both speakers and switch between them. Battery saver backlight switch. Now, I never really understood this, because if you turn this guy off, you literally cannot see anything on the screen. We'll have a look at that as well in a minute. Some information here about power supply, and then some of the amazing box art from Atari just splashed all over. Chips Challenge, Road Blasters, Paperboy was obviously a huge arcade smash. Rampage was a massive success in the early 90s. Slime World, I don't think I know that one actually. But Klax, Zarlor, Robo Squash and Rygar. Yeah, amazing. All really nice first and third party games. And then loads more information about the console on the back. Designed for everyone, anywhere, anytime. Well, we'll get onto that in a minute. Multiplayer with a Lynx cable. I mean, I can't even imagine how difficult that would be to organise 4 players, 4 Lynxes, 4 com cables, and I can't imagine that would have been the most amazing fun in the world, but I'm sure somebody did it out there. Oh, this is nice. There's mention of the pouch here. Let me hold this up, see if you guys can see this a little bit more clearly. Pouch, a holster style Lynx pouch lets the fun package travel right on your hip. The pouch is made from durable 420 denier nylon, seams and reinforced web nylon belt loop featured rugged industrial stitching. I mean, they have gone to town on that. Let's get into the box. Okay, recommended for ages 4 and up. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know any 4-year-olds that wouldn't instantly destroy a product like this. I mean, it's pretty rugged, but it's first drop and I imagine it will be over and done with. So lovely cardboard box actually, super sturdy. We've got the console itself in here. It's all its glory. You have an audio extender cable. Instructions for California games. The owner's manual. What do we have here? The 90-day warranty. What's this guy here? Oh, another repair service warranty card. Wow, there is a lot of documentation in here. Oh wow, okay, fabulous full deals. Amazing. So you can just send your credit card information off here and buy any of these games for between $14 and $19.99. 95 cents a minute, adult permission required, of course. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is right there. If that doesn't date this, I don't know what does. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy. So before we get into the console itself, let's take a look at a cartridge. Here is the provided cartridge that came with the Atari Lynx. Here you go, California Games. So when I saw these, for the first time ever, I was amazed. You can see how thin it is. And compared to a Game Boy cartridge, it seemed implausible that you'd be able to get so much good stuff on there. We'll get that in there. Much like the Atari Lynx 1, these guys, you could play 2 players on them. You could play end-to-end portrait style, and some games even supported cross-play that way. You could flip the screen. Let's have a quick look at the controls. So you have your on button, off button. It kind of seems extravagant that you have both, but either way. This is the backlight button. Then we have an option, restart, push together to flip the screen, and an option 2 button. And then we have duplicates of the control buttons. I don't know if you can just see there, if we focus. The A and B buttons there are upside down. So if you're playing it this way over, we're all the same way up there now. Okay, cool. Something I always like with the Atari consoles, nice little embossed logo, it's metallic, of course Lynx. Actually that's kind of unusual. They've written Lynx on there but they didn't denote it's the second one. So we clearly have the speakers up front here. The enormous battery pack underneath here takes 6 batteries. And we flip it over. Now, if you were brave enough, you could take this to a belt loop as well right here, or wear it around your neck. little bit of information here about how not to cook the delicate insides of this. The power supplies, serial number up front. Something that's really nice here, if I try and hold it at a profile there, you'll see this is like a contoured rubber grip. That's something really nice. When you're holding this guy, it feels pretty solid and chunky. Way more comfortable than the Atari Lynx 1. Anyway, let's get into this. So, kind of unusually, for consoles of the time, you don't put the cartridge in with the box art facing out. For some reason, you place it facing inwards, which hides all the beautiful box art. But hey, it was the early 90s, beggars can't be choosers. Let's turn this on. Oh, sorry, we missed these little guys up at the top here. So here you have your volume, headphones, comm links, power adapter for an AC adapter there, and your brightness control. Let's see if we can see anything. Please start. Okay. Yeah, so some of the interesting technical junk about this, it has a 160 by 102 pixel screen. So let's get into this. Now, the thing I loved about this cartridge was you have a whole bunch of stuff that you can do in here, and I am terrible at all of these games. So let's try and get into something. Here we go. No, we are down. So the surfing was kind of a pre-Tony Hawk's stunt game. It has loads of the mechanisms that game designers use in kind of snowboarding and skateboarding games even today. You have to land straight, you have to essentially take off of a ramp, which in this case is the ocean, and you have to land facing down somewhat. If you get too close to the bottom of the wave, then you get washed into the sea and you are done. Okay, let's hit the reset button and hit on again. Now, we were talking about the backlight button earlier. Let's just take a look at what this looks like without the backlight on. There you go. Almost entirely pointless. Without the backlight, you cannot see anything. So let's turn it back on again. Now I'm hitting the flip button here. Oh, you can see, yeah, let's turn it upside down. So if you were left-handed, you could turn this guy upside down. So there you go. I think that's another first actually for video games, an ambidextrous console. Amazing. Alright, let's turn it back so we can get that flip to work. Perfect. Let's take a look at how useful this would be actually in public. It is time to take a look using the pocket of judgment. Here's our Atari Lynx. Here's our pocket of judgment. Let's see if it fits inside. No, absolutely useless. There is no way you're going to stick this in the pocket and head out with your friends to the mall. But remember, all is not lost for the Atari Lynx 2, because this guy came with this little fella that you could hang on your belt. Okay, and of course, this hanging on your belt would be way less embarrassing. That just about sums it up this week for the Atari Lynx 2. Join us next week when we're going to be taking a look at one of these bad boys from the collection. And thank you for watching Pocket Legion. Like, share and comment and help me build the community.